Dummy.
It's a bust back thing.
I ain't going out like a nigga come and get me. I got the 4-4. When you come to Dummy player, please don't miss.
You just cussed in the first
My
1
trigger
second.
finger pissed. You brought it up,
Dummy,
you know what I'm
dummy.
saying? You led me into it. Nigga set me up, G. Nigga set me up. Nigga, you can't give it to her. Nigga gonna goddamn play a BGB in his head and they don't expect me to rap to it.
Hey, I told you don't rap to it.
Nah, you didn't. I ain't know what was going on. I just was vibing to the BG moment. I would ask G-Boss to fix us, but you hear that so much now. G-Boss gonna take it out. Every intro is in there. Every last.
I told him, give me that doo doo doo. He was like, what's the doo doo doo? I was like, the blue. Right on them.
Gave you the regular. Gave you the regular number one. Let me get
It might be another edition. We gotta pay for that.
Let me get the number one.
Hey man, let me get that number 2, man.
I got the number one for you. My boy just got the number one on his menu.
That boy ain't got no combo meals, dude.
No fries, no drinks.
You get the burger with no meat, just the bread.
What you mean, mayo? Yeah, cheese. That's a lot extra. That's double.
Get them off you, G-Ball.
Oh,
Dummy.
that's good. You supposed to be
Nah, he in a great mood. That boy was just over there.
sad. Face.
I was like, well, damn, you okay? Nah, the world going bad.
The M won't press.
Now he in a good mood. Well, I tell you, boy, y'all boy something else. That boy said the M1 press. I just thought about it.
The M1 press.
He was mad at the computer.
He was. Man, what's wrong? My computer froze.
The M1. You never used M before. G, why
I'm
won't press
telling you,
today?
it sure
That's
feel
the
good to
first
be back in
time.
this thing, though. Like always, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Definitely feel good, man. It's been a minute.
That it does. Good therapy session.
We can talk today.
Not scream at each other.
People gonna pronounce words hopefully correctly.
Not fuss for no reason.
You know.
Yeah,
My man will fuss for no reason. He gonna find a
and then
reason.
say he ain't say it. That's not what I said. But anyway, here we go. You tuning in to the Dummies podcast. I'm stopped.
I'm tired.
I'm hooted, man.
And we back like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave. It's episode 243. Yes, 243 consistent episodes from the consistent group. It feel good to be consistent.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, we ain't been consistent at. We ain't had a full roster in about 4 episodes now.
It's been that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We falling off real bad on that one.
No, it don't matter. We still here.
Yeah, we're here.
You're right.
But you know, we just ain't been full strength.
Full strength, yeah.
You know, it's been a while, and we got to get it back together because
Well, hey, man, life be life.
life definitely be life.
And another thing is, this is not our job. So, you know.
It is our job.
It's our job.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I don't think it's our
Nigga,
job.
y'all come here every Sunday for the last 5 years. Nigga, this is a job.
5
But we don't treat it as a job.
That's what I mean.
It doesn't feel like a job.
That's what I mean. Like your job, you need to go here every single day to pay your bills. If you don't, you're messed up. And so to still do that without that being the ramifications of it,
We just don't got PTO. That's all.
Yeah.
we do. It's just gonna get paid. Well, paid. We got TO, not PTO. We got time off. We got TO though.
We got T.O.
We got TO. You know what I'm saying? It's not PTO, but you know. But to me, it's still not my job. So us to still do it consistently for the fun of it, for the therapy of it, for the what it is of it. It's more means much more. So you know.
Yeah.
Do it ever cross your mind like you got like fans, like people that actually like your podcast?
Sometimes it does. That's a tricky one too, because I don't know if I really want fans. Sometimes in the situations I be in, I don't be really wanting people to know that I'm talking crazy over here and talking crazy over this, because then they're gonna try to hold you accountable for that over here when this is a totally separate thing. So in that instance, it gets tricky.
But I ain't gonna say fans. I'll say people that follow.
That listen,
you
yeah,
and
followers.
listen to you, right.
I've heard that in the sensitive world we're in, I've heard that fans is a bad term.
That's why I changed it. I didn't hear that.
That's wild.
But I just looked at it
That's
like
wild.
somebody might be offended and call them a fan or something. But
They do, fool. And it's
So,
crazy. How you get offended for being called a fan, which you are a fan. I'm a fan of some things, and I don't get offended if somebody calls me a fan. But can it be if you just treat them like a fan?
It's only
Yeah, but we don't treat people like that. We like it was.
Can't speak for everybody. Can't speak for everybody.
This is true. But when I run across somebody and they be like, "Man, I love what y'all doing with the podcast, man. Y'all keep going." I be like, "Man, I appreciate it." You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times I don't even be knowing they listen. You know what I'm saying? And it always throws me off sometimes. So that'd be dope for me.
I don't be knowing they listen or they name. No offense, you know. So I still like y'all and I appreciate you.
That's why they say the fans.
No, because it's not like that. Like you. Sometimes I'm pretty sure you've been somewhere before, and they be like, "Oh, you on that Dummies podcast?" Yes, I am. Hey, what's your name?
Yeah.
No offense, you know. I ain't know your name before. Just like it, sometimes you know their name.
Yeah, that's true.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't be a fan. But be a fan. Don't treat your fans like they're just fans. They're people. They're humans.
Is that only us that do that though?
Do what?
Like, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. And we was talking about like black white. Like black people get offended by being called a fan sometimes, like because they don't want to show like that admiration. Like, man, fuck, I ain't no fan of that nigga.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, sometimes with the white people, like I remember going to a white party at UAB. Oh my God, you're Mustaki Smith. Man, and he knew all the tackles. He knew the high school stats. I'm like, man, this shit wild because like where I go, you ain't gonna see no shit like that. Like nigga ain't gonna tell you that they like you like that.
Is that sometimes black white or street versus educated? If that's a difference,
That's definitely black white. I think.
I'm calling it black white for ignorance, I guess.
Yeah. So sometimes it's that ignorance of it that people will feel like you're trying to be bigger than them because you call them a fan.
You know, like somebody fuck with me, man. Y'all talking about Dion, nigga. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the shit. I admire what the fuck the nigga doing. I have no problem with saying it.
And if he do bad, we're gonna talk bad about it.
Yeah.
We're not talk bad, but we're gonna acknowledge the bad.
Can't wait.
Yeah, like cause I don't mind talking bad.
Right.
People don't know how to separate the two, man. You don't have to be fully one-sided, and you shouldn't be. I think it's stupid to be fully one-sided. Like, hey, this person is good no matter what they do. That's not true. They go shoot somebody for no reason. They're good no matter what.
You know who are really good at that? Alabama fans. They are really good at
With
that.
the word you just said, when I was, there you go.
Like you can see you watching the same shit on
Man, I be watching. Like I watched a nigga on the internet literally say, it might be time for Saban. It's like, God damn, boy, y'all are some.
It's nuts.
It's time when he wanted to be time.
It's nuts.
But like, cause you like losing a little bit or like not looking as impressive, like that's wild to me.
You're number 12, 13.
They won.
Nah, that's not good enough for us.
It's supposed to be still roll tide, but it also it shouldn't be fire Saban.
Right. It's time for Saban.
Saban got for me for Saban to get fired. In my opinion, that man need to have like 10 bad years.
Y'all got a lot.
He's earned that grace.
A lot of goddamn losing.
Don't mean to go to that, but when Penn State started to get, man, they stuck with my man at Penn State. They had some shitty, terrible years, man.
Michigan, shit, they stuck by Harbaugh for a little minute.
He's still supposed to get fired.
Yeah,
he lost to Ohio State a lot of times,
like 500 times in a row before they got it right.
And they don't be understanding, man. Like y'all need to go back to them days where y'all was 7-5, and Saban ain't never been 7-5.
Not a year. Not a year. That shit crazy.
Y'all don't get how many teams are 7-5. It's a lot of teams out there. It's not just y'all. But
anyway,
those are fans.
Those are fans. Yeah.
Where we at with it though, Hoop?
Oh man, fans.
Fanning.
Yeah, people fans be fanning, man. But the week just was a regular week, man. I ain't do nothing outstanding, nothing terrific. It was a good steady week. Well, I sat back and because I missed the pod and I was sad about it. Sorry. No. But it also made me think about things about the pod too, because it had me thinking like I'm getting tired of talking about all of that stuff that y'all be talking about. It's getting bored. It's getting overwhelming. It's really just stupid. It's just taking
who is y'all, nigga? That nigga like y'all people.
Like,
sound like the white people. Man, y'all people. Who is y'all, nigga?
Sound like DJ Callahan. They nigga.
The you peoples.
They man. Everybody man. Everybody that you see anywhere that looks at podcasts, that looks at news, that looks at media, that looks at social media. They want you to talk about the foolishness they want you to talk about. And I just get tired of talking about that foolishness stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on in Halle Berry's kid's life? I don't know, nor care. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what's going on in this person's personal But
I do think we good at censoring the bullshit. Like it's a
Sometimes.
lot. No, it's a lot of stuff that we don't come in and talk about.
I agree.
Because I know that we're not going to talk about that. Like, I'm not talking about the gossip stuff. We don't talk about a lot of shit that people get into.
I agree, but then sometimes we do still talk about the book.
Yeah, some stuff like the big, it got to be real big and necessary.
Yeah.
Like we've been steering. If you notice, we even talk about politics, and it's been a big, heavy thing every weekend.
Yeah.
We ain't touched it. It was something else last week that was real big that we goddamn. We've been going right around that shit. So, but I feel you though, like talking about the main stuff. Yeah,
I've been less in tune because I just hadn't been paying attention. I scroll past, scroll. A baby, scroll. A dog, scroll. Football and Dion. You know what I'm saying? So
it just seems like you being more present in your moment wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? You are where your feet planted, and that's what I told you about.
I was talking about this came up in conversation this week. Like it just feel like right now everything is the Matrix. Like you know how they be like, yeah, this is simulated.
Like,
it's been feeling like real simulated.
Everything,
because it's like it'd be the same thing every week. Then you're looking at inflation stuff. Then you looking at the cost of everything.
Right.
Then like this happened. It's like shit just happening, and you just going through it's just like you just going through a little tunnel and everything just happening around you and shit.
It's like
do y'all feel like that? Am I by myself?
No, you jump in it. Everything is a black hole. Hey, I'm going to get this black hole. Bread is not. Food. I want to look for some magnesium citrate. How much it used to cost? Think about it.
That shit, the
little
like
magnesium.
Time out. First of all,
You say it again, Todd. How much?
97 cents or some shit.
Take a guess how much you think it costs now.
about $2.
$5.
But time out.
$5.
Time
And
out.
there's none on nobody's shelf.
No, I was about to say time out. Did you even find? Because they took it off the show.
I saw that, and I did find.
Yeah,
I found one in Walgreens, and it was $5.
Oh,
Yes.
and you
I
did
didn't
good
take it.
because they about 2 years ago. It's been gone for about 2-3 years. They took it off because it was having adverse effects, something in your stomach and something. And they took it out. It was like bacteria. It was some type of bacteria that was in it that they had to do away, and they haven't brought it back since. Because I went to like 5 stores one time looking for it. I'm like, nah, something ain't right. And then I saw it on the internet.
And I looked it up. I was like, it's only one on the shelf. They still have it there. They still have the sign. There was one on the shelf for $5. And I was like, something gotta be wrong. Because it used to be fully
That
staffed.
shit used to be like 97 cents.
97 cents.
For real.
Now it's $5 gonna have you shit
That's
for 6 days.
crazy.
That shit must be the
Must
new
have
approval.
updated.
But yeah, man, I be saying that. And then like, another thing I noticed is like, how much I don't know about for y'all, but it just seemed like money just be going out
Yeah.
like left and right. It's something new. I was like, oh, I got a little extra. I'm finna put it on this bill.
the fuck you doing?
Then the girl was like, hey, you got to pay this for Jordan. I'm like, God damn it, shit.
Kids in life and birthdays, and it's that time of the year.
Man.
It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. It's a lot of stuff.
Now, I would not. That's what I want to cut off. I want to cut off paying that shit. God damn it.
Listen.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's impossible, man. But my week has been a lot of reflecting on the things that need reflection. Just been sitting at home thinking. How about you, Todd?
Been missing a few weeks here, man. I apologize to the gang.
The fans.
Our followers, our
loyal listeners.
Right, yeah, loyal listeners. But yeah, man, going back, Labor Day weekend, went down to Montgomery, got fucked around and got sick down there, and that's why I had to stay away. But leading up into this week, man, it's just been staying out the way, chilling and working. That's pretty much the last time I've been outside for real. Nigga kind of nervous about that shit now.
Do you feel like we have to make our weeks exciting for our followers?
I don't. I really don't. Because
You gonna get what we get.
Yeah, goddamn, nigga. I'm doing the
like,
same
that
shit
short,
you do.
nigga. This is what I did this week. Fuck.
Nigga, I'm doing the same shit you do.
I went to
You
work.
I went to work too.
Yeah.
But
8 days a week. And I'm
Right.
so sick of going to 7 day. I literally got 7-day work weeks.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Think we all do now at
And
this
still
point.
don't have
Yeah.
enough money.
Right.
I need some more.
Friday, this shit getting out of hand too, man. 8-year-old, shout out AJ and his family. We went to Sticks for a birthday party
For 8-year-old.
for 8-year-old.
We went to Chuck E. Cheese.
That shit crazy. Yeah. Nigga, we went to the
Stick.
jump
I missed the
park.
old the little aluminum foil, whatever.
Right,
that
the
shit.
little juices.
Yeah,
25
What happened to them?
Nah,
hot dog, what?
We went to Sticks. But
Yeah,
it was
hot dog.
a great grand time, and I enjoyed the fellowship in that bitch. And I hadn't been to Sticks as an adult, like probably about 4 or 5 years.
Sticks is a cool place.
It is.
What a food wise.
The food is good. And yeah, I need to go back to Sticks again, man. That shit was good.
Did you test your palate with some sushi?
No, I want to though. But I already
No, some
eat sushi before.
that good experience,
But
not the basic.
Because it was a kids party.
Shrimp,
We was there
tempura.
to be in the party. You know what I'm saying? So we went and partied.
Got to get you a dragon roll or something like that.
Yeah, I should have did that. But I was about to try the yum yum sauce, but they said it was mayo based. So I said, fuck it.
It's good though. You and I've learned that you like mayo based stuff for some reason. You just say you don't like mayo, but y'all boys be eating mayo based stuff, and it's good. It's good. It's got a sweet, tangy taste to it, something like that.
Yeah, I was about to do it. I was about to jump out the bridge. I was like, nah, fuck this shit.
No, just taste it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little kid. Taste the shit.
Because I liked my rice the way it was. That shit was so good for me.
But you liked it the way you think you like it.
Yeah, it had a little sweetness to it. Because sometimes
honestly,
that yum yum have a little sweetness.
Like when I ate sushi for the first time, I didn't think I would like it.
Me
It was
either.
actually cool.
I stayed away from it for long. But you know what?
yeah.
Now, like, even things that I think I don't like, every now and then I just retry it. Because you never know.
Recently in this trash.
Because I like the experience. Like, because if that was the case, I would never eat sushi. I would never eat fried green tomatoes.
onion.
The way that they put the Mediterranean stuff, like from Tzatziki's, how they do the onion and all of that shit, I would never eat that. And now I like it. Chicken salad, the way they put, I was like, man, I'm not eating that shit. I love it.
I think they were that. We were mug shots. I don't know what kind of egg roll.
the Southwest. Southwest.
That
egg
bit
rolls.
was good as fuck, and that was my first time eating egg roll.
But that's a fancy egg roll. But like
The one that we had.
yeah, like that was.
It's still something different from what he.
Well, I'm saying like egg, like if you go to a traditional
spring
Asian egg roll or something like, it's not gonna taste.
it's gonna be like
that.
cabbage. and
That's
shit.
that
shit gonna have
that's some
cabbage.
Americanized egg roll.
Okay,
right there,
okay,
like, to
okay.
make you want it.
Right,
Yeah,
that bit was
and
good.
corns and cheese.
yeah, like they
Yeah.
the buffalo chicken egg roll,
Yeah,
the
buffalo
Philly
chicken.
cheese
It's
egg
basically
roll,
like
like
a
that's-
burger in a roll.
Yeah. But I love egg roll. So
I love.
all it is you eat cabbage.
Oh yeah, I love
It's
cabbage.
cabbage and shrimp for
spring
real.
roll. Yeah, go get your spring roll. You know, a little.
Yeah,
Egg
give me some
roll,
egg
you
roll.
lost it, you lost it.
Yeah,
G-Boss.
give me some egg rolls. I love cabbage though.
That means your taste buds trash. You don't like something as simple as an egg roll, my boy.
No, I've never tried it.
You can be like, damn, this is
Egg roll though?
But until like when we went to mug shots that time, and he had it, and that bit was good. I ain't gonna even.
You can't count that one though.
That damn sure
That
can't.
don't count. that don't count. You
can't count
know,
that.
you still ain't
Like
had
I
an
said,
egg
that
roll
was
yet.
a fun
You still ain't had an
version
egg
of
roll
it.
yet. If that's your egg roll, you ain't had an egg roll yet.
But I know I had sushi.
And that shit
No, I
crazy
had
because
that
it don't be
shit. That
having
shit was
eggs
straight.
in it. Why the fuck is it an egg roll?
Oh, maybe because of what it was based out of. I don't know.
No.
That shit don't have no eggs in it.
Wash it in egg before you fry it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
man, it's probably how
Why
they
is an
prepare.
egg roll called an egg roll?
That's probably how they prepared it. You know, we Americanize everything, so it might not be.
very
You
true.
know,
That's very true. But
Most assume that the name from a dish published in 1917 Chinese American cookbook called Dangun, which translates to egg roll. The dish consists of vegetables and meat and wrapped in the egg and are sliced once wrapped up. Okay, now we don't we wrap ours in dough.
Fucking
like a
tortillas.
shell.
Tortilla.
tortilla shell and fry that.
You
bit.
might think
Not an
that
egg.
might be egg the way they prepare that shit. They don't tell the food.
But aside from that though, man, like
Because having egg roll conversation.
yeah, I had an egg roll conversation.
Well, it was more so tall
About the-
palate
about- yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, that's
There you go,
true.
Jack. Good week.
Yeah. But aside from that, man, watched a lot of football yesterday and went to work. That's the story of our lives here, man.
Football. It's that time of year. Football,
And work.
and life.
Yeah.
How about you, stuff?
Dope week. Worked a lot, but it was homecoming week for my daughter, so it was cool to get her ready for homecoming and kind of see that whole process. Posted some pictures yesterday. Everybody always like late, I guess, because I don't post as much, especially with the kids. I usually just only post dummy stuff now at this point, or like little trip stuff. But a lot of people's like, God damn, that's Jordan. Like, damn, she done got.
Jordan grown up now.
Yeah. So she big now. Yes, guys. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the process if you live long enough. So yeah, it was dope for homecoming. Like I said, I'm in that reflecting mode too, because now that she moving around and mobile and like going out, hanging with her friends, coming in at 12 o'clock. It's crazy. The kids don't recognize it from this standpoint, but from a parent standpoint, to me, it's actually like. It give you a little anxiety, but I also enjoy it.
Refreshing.
Yeah, like it's cool. Like that's like
My kids
I reflect
growing
back like, damn, I used to go kick it like that.
I used
The
to have to
homie
make
came
her
to the door. I said, "Boy, you killing them, ain't it?" You know, he would gaze at the mother. You know, I pumped him up.
You gotta hit him.
He had his Movado on. I said, "I see your time."
You gotta hit him with it though. You know I'm lying though, right?
He was stunned with the. You know, he hit the Shadur with the chain and
We
shit.
coming.
So yeah.
He was gazing.
Yeah, he was gazing at that motherfucker, but you know he was fresh at the same time. But nah, it's cool though, cause like just to see them interact, set plans, and then them all kick it, go eat at restaurants. I feel like that's a part of development, and it's actually a part that I kind of enjoy. Cause again, I remember coming home at 12:30, being out with the friends, kicking
Had
it
fun.
after the games and stuff like that. That's what life is about, and I believe in letting your kids have a little bit of freedom.
You truly don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You gonna give it to them or they gonna take it.
Yeah, it's one way or the other. So I don't mind that stuff. So yeah, it was a dope week, man. Like Hoop said, Saturday, enjoyed watching football. I caught myself flipping from games and like I was just over there like an old ass man and all like, yeah, I was like, man, it's just.
Fool, I told the girl we need 4 TVs in the living room for that
Shit.
purpose
Yeah.
alone.
Shit.
And nowadays TVs are $200, man.
Yeah. You can definitely get a watcher.
$200 and I know cuz all day.
Yeah.
The lights behind my shit.
Fool.
So yeah, so it was dope, man. Just watching football. I finally had a Saturday. I had to do a little something. I worked a little bit, both jobs. Then took Jordan to get her makeup and shit done. But after that, I got to chill and just watch football. And I watched it from the time I watched game day while I worked, which I hadn't watched in a minute.
I hadn't watched it. That Game Day's a hell of a show, man.
It is.
And I think they're making a real good transition with Pat McAfee. They've been showing a lot of relationship with Herb Street and Lee Corso, man. That was like 27 years ago.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
And that was wild when you looked at it like that. Like,
Because man, like
27.
literally, we would wake up.
And watch that shit.
I would wake up in the morning and watch that shit all day. Sarah used to be like, "Man, nigga, I ain't coming to get you because I know what you finna do." And I watch that shit from the morning games to the night games. Then I'd be like, "What we doing?"
Nigga,
I be
we
ready
were
to-
one of the rare few who knew what Washington State was doing back then.
And I,
Not today, back then.
and I
It
could-
just and it was natural. It wasn't. On
and I could
purpose.
tell that I still watch a lot of sports because, like, especially those Pac-12 games, because a lot of people ain't used to watching them because they were like, "Man, I seen some people yesterday like, man, who is this Penix nigga know how to throw? I think he been doing
They
it.
been know how to throw.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
I took me a hell of a nap and woke up at 11:30 right on time with y'all boys, and we talked about the Colorado State game. Nigga,
Yeah.
that's what's fun. to
I'm
me.
telling you, I would get mad. I'm over that bitch talking to myself. Y'all need to go missing too much during football games.
I went to sleep, fool, and I woke up at the right time.
You ain't got nobody to talk to about it.
Tennessee, Florida fault.
But no, dope week, man.
Hold on, go back to your week. More reflection, fool. Do you like? We went to that game, and I was pulling up at the game, left the game, and was at the game.
Oh,
and
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh,
this
shit,
is a
this-
whole community, a whole atmosphere, fool, and that just was cool to me.
Yeah. Yes.
We went to the game Friday night to Jordan homecoming
Jordan,
game,
okay.
to Kalira homecoming game, and it's like the staying in those small, and like I told y'all, I'm country now, so living in those little country towns, you see that the city comes together and goes to those games.
Yeah.
And that shit is super cool.
It's definitely like that. It's definitely small town feel because like the cheerleaders, they go like on homecoming week, they do pep rallies, and they pep rallies they do at the high school, but they go to intermediate and the elementary school and the middle school, do a pep rally there. Then in the morning on Friday they cheer the team on. Then there's a parade centered around homecoming for the team, and you know, no matter how sorry they be, because they really challenged right now.
Yeah.
But
Everybody
the city
still.
come out like they follow, they
still
travel
follow.
well, they come out, and it's really a community feel. So
I expected to pull up to an empty game with the stadium field, but not only the stadium, the park right on the side of the stadium is filled with kids and food
Man,
trucks
shit,
and just coolness, man. And so it was a cool little atmosphere. Not only that, though, I pulled back up just to go walk the dogs on yesterday, and Little League was out there playing food. I thought that Todd voice kicked in my head. He's like, "You gonna be coaching?" If I do,
telling
it'll
you,
be
man.
something like that. Because that looked fun, fool. Because they was like 15, 20 teams out there, and they got game after game after game after game after fun after fun. And
hey,
that
the
was
park
cool.
used to be trill on Saturday though. You go pull up to the park and just watch game
yeah.
after game, and you always find the ones to follow. You got the little man. They look running back on the Pee Wee team, cold boy.
So
86-pound team, but them nigga got a receiver so live.
that fool nigga, we used to that with 86 pounds.
That shit crazy. Midget age, time of my age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
was
that
cold
shit.
when I was playing 96 pounds.
But now overall, though, it was a dope week. Appreciate y'all, boy, for pulling up. That was dope to see y'all come out there, and it happened just like I said. Them boys got shocked at first. Oh, man, you been tripping. You were lying to us. Just wait a few. They had on their Halloween costume in the first quarter, but
5 picks later.
A few moments later.
He have the tools, though. He does have the tools. I will give him
seen that nigga he was at the group picture for the homecoming. I'm like, this nigga smiling too much out the way he just did last night. Like, I don't like that shit. I feel like old school coach.
Right.
You stop all that goddamn smiling. You supposed to be sad. Yeah, you supposed to be at home, nigga. I wouldn't even came to homecoming after that. But I ain't gonna. This a high school kid. I'm not gonna do that. This week, we saw Twitter. A lot of Twitter people react to Tyler Perry advice that he had, particularly for black women, and dating women who make less. One particular part they honed in on, for people who didn't see it, Tyler Perry sat down and gave an interview where he shared his thoughts on black women dating men who make less. And he basically said that they should be open and okay with dating men who make less money than them. And he made a point that he said, the more context of it was, he said that if you were in love, that if all he could pay was the light bill, but you could provide, the woman could provide paying the mortgage and everything else, what should be the problem with that? You should be okay with that. A lot of women reacted to it and shared their thoughts on how they felt about what he said, mainly kind of saying stuff along the lines of why should black women have to settle or date down? That was one thing that was real big in it. That they said that they always have to look to date down, and they just wasn't okay with it. A lot of people was kind of feeling the type of way. They said one tweet was, the part that he's leaving out is how much that the man will secretly hate that you earn more than him, how the hate will weigh on their ego, and how she sees that it affects the relationship as well. The message should be encouraging people to do more, not encouraging black men to settle for less. Well, no, encouraging black men to do more, not encouraging black women to settle for less.
Yeah, I think it gets tricky, man. And it happens. Sometimes, unfortunately, that some black women, you have to understand that in a lot of cases, you outnumber black men. Successful black men who aren't in jail or who aren't in this situation. So a lot of times there will be some black women who will make more money than their spouses. To me, so what? There was a point in time in my relationship, my wife made more money than me. But to me, that motivated me. That motivated me to go do these things and to go make more money. And even if I didn't, that doesn't diminish me as a man, in my opinion.
What you should have done, Hootie, according to the people in the comments, you make more money now. So
I should be like, I don't want her, huh?
You dating down.
Yeah, and they so dumb that they don't see that. Like
that's nuts.
If that's the case, then that means you want, and that's what's so crazy about it. Because if you speak that way, then that means it's okay for a man to think about you that way.
Yeah, because like you look at situations where like a Tiger Woods, he'll date the nanny and they'd be okay. Or like a doctor would date someone who's not even working.
But it can't be reversed.
Right.
Nigga date the receptionist at his job and he the CEO of the company.
Right. He the CEO and end up dating the secretary or something like that. So like it'd be okay in our instance, but it don't be okay the other way around.
A man is to protect. He's the protector. So in all, if you're making more than that man's still gonna protect. So with you making more money, does that come with you protecting that man?
Nah, I don't know about that.
I bet you still gonna want him to go downstairs and see what that noise was.
Right. No, like no guy that I know, like that is in tune with his, with who he is as a person, is gonna, like, even if that's what he is, one thing he's gonna do is let it motivate him. Like you said,
it should.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of them situations where that was your story. Mm-hmm. No, I don't like that. Let me change the narrative.
And not even that, fool. Like,
no guy's gonna sit around and only just pay your light bill. That's it. I know. There may be some out there that does that. That may be. I don't think he was talking to them people. But if this guy he checks off all of the boxes, but you end up making more money than him at the current moment, because you can motivate that man to start his own business, mm-hmm. and that business begins to thrive.
To me, they were seeing it wrong. Like, sometimes it's way more simpler than that. The richest woman in the world has to have a man. And that means that if she's the richest woman in the world, that man's probably not going to be making more than her.
Well, she doesn't have to have a man.
or something.
I get what you're saying,
Or something, you know.
She don't need no man for shit.
Oprah should have been don't stare at me though.
Right, like in some instances, like the woman is going to make more than the man, and that is in 2023. That is perfectly okay.
My thing is, one, like, I don't really care who makes more money. Like, at the end, if the objective is to be, we're in love, we're supposed to be here to procreate, raise these kids, to me, it doesn't really matter who does what. If my wife is to make more money than me, so fucking be it. I'm gonna be motivated because I'm never gonna be content. I'm always gonna want more, look for that extra step. To do it anyway, whether she make more or don't make more.
You're right, that don't change.
But you know, and if she did make more, so be it. I feel like as a man that there's certain intangibles that I bring to any relationship that I'm here to do. Mm-hmm. You know, like you brought up protecting, you brought up all those different things. I just believe that. I don't give a fuck if she make $10 million and I make $60,000. Like, there's a role for me to play within my household, within my family, and I'm okay with that. I think we get too caught up nowadays in defining what shit's supposed to be. Like, I ain't if I'm going 50-50, I'm out of there. Or no, I ain't doing like, and it's like at the end of the thing, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be like whatever works for you all is what works. Stop worrying about what the internet's saying or what this person's saying or what that person's saying. And can it be okay for women? I don't know. Each woman have to decide that. But if we know right now that women outnumber men significantly,
not even close.
There's a lot of women sometimes women are doing well right now. They're outpacing men. We know this. It's stats that support that. They are making more. But it shouldn't be women are left to have to be single or can't find relationships or can't find decent men because maybe that man only make 50,000, 60,000 and she making 120, 130, 150. She shouldn't have to be alone or not have a relationship because we seeing a lot of single women that are out there that can't get men for whatever reason that is.
I want to hear the view of a woman who makes more than her man and who's happy.
Yeah.
That's whose view I want to hear. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry. No offense to you, but I don't want to hear that from the single woman who doesn't have a man. Maybe that's the reason you don't have a man. You ever thought about that?
Man, who to listen?
I don't know.
They had a problem with a woman cooking for her man who got off of
the hospital. I saw that.
They had an issue with that. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
About that.
Yeah,
I remember.
That was it was like a month or so ago.
Right. So
some days my wife work more than me and she'll still cook.
It does not matter. Whatever the internet
or vice versa,
says,
I cut the grass.
That's what they gonna go with.
Yeah.
When man,
I don't know, man.
It's nuts. I'm not gonna say everybody don't.
When you so simple, when you simplify shit like that, you simple minded. You're gonna get simple things, and you gonna be.
But I feel like
simple meaning single.
Like I get the luxury of talking about this damn near every week on Tuesdays with the class I go to. Some kind of way this comes up. It's about men and being in the household and everything, our roles, what we supposed to do, things like that, right? And we get actual stats and statistics and stuff. But one of the things we talk about is the idea of men or women making more and how that works and things like that. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, again, in 2023, we all, like, the way it is now, it's the motion offense, man. Everybody got to be able to kind of do everything. Right. Like, if your wife start working to midnight, nigga, you might have to cook and clean up.
Right.
Like, if you got to get the baby ready or do that, like, nigga, that's just what you got to do. Like, right. To me, it shouldn't be defined on who do what. If you need help, ask. You know, like, and you shouldn't be like, well, I shouldn't have to ask. Like, ask. Like, we gotta simplify this shit. Maybe, stop making it so complicated.
Maybe I'm so simple that I want my woman to make more than me. That mean we good.
I don't.
In my opinion,
I don't care.
Make some more money, baby. Make a whole lot. We good.
Like, I'm going to do me regardless, and I'm gonna work hard regardless.
Because your relationship didn't start off of financial shit, dog. Like,
some of them.
That's why I don't care.
Do though.
That's why I don't care. Me personally,
you ain't never ever walked up to somebody in the club and asked them how much you make.
No,
you look good. You're cute. I like you.
The first, you nice. You look nice. Can I call you sometime? Can I take you out? That conversation then comes later, but you don't lead with that. So how in the hell do you expect to lead in a relationship? Like how you do that?
That'll get you sometimes too, though. Yeah. Go and get her because she look good. I like you. You look good. You want to go on a date?
And that's fine.
And she a bum.
But then you're dating down. You're dating down. See what I'm saying? So, like, who in the hell made these rules?
But is she a good woman? That's to me. At the end of the day, is she a good woman?
The internet. That's what it's supposed to be about.
That shit
but
good.
That's nuts.
we find out more and more that there are a lot of different things that weigh in on relationships. I don't know if y'all saw Steve Harvey was talking this week. You know, he
getting
he faced a little not I didn't even say he faced backlash, but they was fucking with him because they claimed that his wife had cheated on him with the bodyguard and all of that. He normally don't respond, but he actually responded this time and actually praised his wife about how good of a woman she is, and like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And I seen a lot of people talking about like, oh well, look at him, he praising her, he putting her on a pedestal. But one thing he mentioned was when he met his wife, the nigga said, I mean, of course he was Steve Harvey at the time, but he was like, not only when he met her, he didn't have any money, but he was $22 million in debt. And she told him, hey man, I don't care about none of that. We gonna work this together. And he was like, every step of the way, she worked the plan with him together. So here's a nigga that didn't have any money and was $22 million in debt. Woman jumped in, helped him.
I got you, Steve.
Propped him. He went and did what he did. Went and got all these shows. And next thing you know, if all you got to do is Google how much Steve Harvey worked,
right.
He turned it into something. So I can see, easily why that man praising that woman, because she stuck by him and had his back even when he didn't have shit. And she didn't ridicule him. She didn't criticize him. She just hung in there.
And not even that. Y'all won't even stick with this man if he make $1,000 less than you. That man with $22 million down.
That nigga 22 M's in the hole.
He make 89, I make 9, he out of here.
And to me, it showed too, like, you know how they say behind every black man is a successful black woman, but it just showed to me too, like, sometimes if you're being encouraged properly, you got a soft spot to land your head, and you got a support system. Right. A lot of these men can go out and turn a fucking
sugar in the shit.
Hey,
sugar in the, no, we can turn it from shit to sugar. Yeah.
Those I said it backwards.
And
but sometimes you don't have those opportunities to do it because you don't have soft spots to fall. You don't have places where you can go and be vulnerable that'll help uplift you when the world goddamn beating down on you. Sometimes you got to go home, and sometimes you got to go to places that's not so welcoming.
Y'all hear that? Women who saying you can't date a man who makes less than you? That's for them. Yeah, that's for y'all. Y'all got to pick them men up. Sometimes they help. Sometimes niggas is bums too, but sometimes
definitely. and I know what I was saying. Like I be telling people all the time. It's never with me. It's never all. There's a lot of shitty, sorry ass niggas. Like, cool. And sometimes us as niggas, we lose sight of certain things. Right. We think vastly different. Right. So sometimes it's okay to like remind, like, hey, Todd, man, I told you to do X, Y, Z, or hey, didn't I need you to do this? Like, and it shouldn't be like that shouldn't be a thing to rally you against getting upset with them. It's teamwork. Like, I relate shit back to football. Like, nigga, if Hootie threw a pick, I ain't going out there, man. I'm sick of this nigga throwing a pick. No, nigga, I got you. I'm finna go out this bitch.
Get the ball back.
Nigga, I say, who? I'm finna go get this bitch back for you.
Right.
And I got you after that. We gonna score a touchdown after that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's how it should be, man.
But that's a whole nother.
Pick your other up.
I sat in a recording session this week at the studio. Shout out to Content Factor. And I'm not gonna release what it was and how it was because that's somebody else's content. But it made me think, and we got to get into a conversation after that. It was therapy. It's a licensed clinical therapist, so it was cool to get that experience from a professional. And I want to say it the right way because I know with men, if you say that, no, I don't do shit like that. Mm-hmm. But
that mean you do.
I don't want to call it self-care per se, but it's self-care. What do you all do for self-care? How often are you taking care of yourself?
Does self-care have to, for men, be manly shit? Like going to the
whatever
gym?
You do, the definition from them is whatever you do
to take care of yourself
that rejuvenates yourself.
The gym, the podcast, a guy's night out to have drinks, and sometimes being alone.
Being the first one up for an hour and a half, and being able to just be to myself. It's calm outside. It's calm everywhere.
How often are y'all getting to self-care? Do y'all do it daily or is it weekly, monthly?
I do the things that I listed I do often.
3 times a week. Try to.
The things I do is often, and I don't know if that's my ultimate self-care either. Because I don't know if that's that ultimate thing that's just gonna make me go somewhere here, clear my mind. Because I know if I go to the gym, I need to go. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to get big. I don't want to get unhealthy. So that's, to me, like going to do another job. Now, as far as just going and do something every now, okay, so I don't do it enough. For me, self-care is going out, putting my AirPods in, and going just take pictures of the city, which I haven't been doing for no reason lately.
Gotcha. So you haven't been?
Nah, I haven't been self-caring.
Todd?
I've been taking care of myself, but not like self-caring.
Yeah, like,
trying to at least.
I don't make time for myself.
Gotcha.
As you like ask that question, I'm sitting here pondering like, damn, I really don't have like that moment to myself. Like you say, I come here and I pod, but my nigga, like I just missed 2 weeks because I was doing shit. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of times where I just don't have that time to myself.
Yeah. And see, the overall theme of it too was, if you're taking withdrawals out every day,
yeah,
Monday through Monday,
No deposit.
7 days a week, and you're not depositing anything back, or you wait once a month to deposit something,
You're gonna be in the negative.
you in the negative. You burnt out.
Right.
Or when you do finally take that day, and you get a day or two to do whatever it is you're doing, you don't feel rejuvenated because nigga, you in the negative.
It ain't enough.
So you might have replaced a little bit, but you.
You're right.
So they were saying self-care should be things that, one, don't cost nothing, and something that you should look at doing daily.
Right. That's crazy.
That's hard.
It's definitely hard, but that's the challenge. Like finding
Well,
things that you can, get 30 minutes to pray or meditate or a peaceful walk or whatever it is that you do. It should, and it definitely shouldn't be something that costs money, because if it costs money, then you might be prone to not do it.
honestly though, like I look at it from a standpoint of, you just got to make that shit a priority, because nigga, you go on anybody's job, you work your ass off because they're gonna pay you a check. You know what I'm saying? Like your own time for that fucking job. You see what I'm saying? To, not only keep your job, but for that check. You make time for what you want to make time for. I'm a firm believer in that shit.
I don't believe it.
That ain't always true, because sometimes you be having to make time for shit you don't want to, or you just have to,
or
I'm
you
saying,
can't make
it gotta
time
be
for
done.
what you want to make time for.
But that's what I'm saying. So there's no reason why I can't call my mom every day.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So
But it's a reason why you can't go to Nashville every day if that's what you want.
Of course, but I mean, I'm not going to that extreme, but I'm talking about making time for yourself. Why can't that be a non-negotiable?
That can be.
That
It's just
definitely
not.
can be.
I think some things can, but not everything can be.
Right.
I think that's what the conversation about. Like, we gotta do
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I was kind of going with like if I can go to work, going to work is a non-negotiable. I'm going to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to my second job because it's a non-negotiable. I'm gonna have to parent. That's a non-negotiable. So all of those things that I have to do, I can add time for myself in that shit, because one is needed.
And do what?
Whatever the fuck it is I want to do, whether it's an hour or 30 minutes.
Give me something. Give me something.
I like music. I can go on the walk, listen to music, turn my headphones on.
I think
just
a
walk.
15, 20, 30 minute walk
Right.
every
You know what I'm
day
saying?
is
Sit out
feasible.
on the balcony or whatever. Just look at the woods and just think. Do something that's gonna that I can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not have to deal with the kids that I drop Tatum off at Miss Angela, take Tatum to her cousins, and just sit there and just, don't worry about what bill got to get paid. Do all that kind of shit. Like, just sit there and reflect. Have your coffee in the morning on the balcony.
Damn, you just made me think about what bills got to be paid.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So that shit like weird. Like, it's always something with us, because one, my nigga, like, in your house, you the leaders.
And that's why I just go back. Oh, go ahead.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say that shit got to be a non-negotiable, because all of that shit you have to do in your house, my nigga, like, you have to make time for yourself.
Yeah, I just think that when she was saying it, like, I found it hard to find what the fuck do I do. Like, I do shit now, but like, what do I really do that rejuvenates myself?
Make you
know what I
feel-
mean? And I was thinking like, God damn, I don't really have. And if I do, it's not something that I get too often. It'd be like, okay, in 2 weeks from now, oh, that's Saturday right there. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna sleep.
Right.
I'm gonna sleep
I'ma
real
sleep
good.
in there.
Like, or it'd be Monday, it'd be like, ooh, Saturday I get to sleep. I'm gonna take a nap on
You get
Saturday.
that Saturday
But it's
again,
Monday.
you don't do that.
And by the time you get there, you done work 922 hours.
Right.
You done got in 5 fights.
And then 2 hours of
Goddamn,
work.
your kids done lied to you 6 times. You done had to cuss somebody out. The bills done slapped you and you trying to figure out how do I pay for this and pay for that.
Right.
You go somewhere that you feel like you working hard and they don't appreciate the shit.
Right.
So then it's like, God damn, what am I doing to rejuvenate that shit? And I think a lot of times, especially for, and I'm finna make this men related because I'm talking about men. Yeah. A lot of men aren't rejuvenating that shit.
Yeah, no.
And a lot of men crashing out behind it.
Right. Right.
Yep.
I can't lie. Like that shit really just kind of like put it in your face like, damn, you really do nothing for yourself.
That's why I brought that shit up, because you'll find that a lot of times niggas not doing anything to.
And it be subconscious too, though, fool. Like, you just think about the shit that you just do on a daily basis, and you do that shit because it's like, shit, nigga, this shit got to get done. If I don't do it, who the fuck gonna do that shit?
And another conversation that came up too with that was, I don't know if y'all remember when I brought it up from a different perspective, but I brought up the idea of, do people rest shame you? Like, you finna get another nap? They do. They were saying that they feel bad sometimes for taking a nap.
Yeah.
But in actuality, why? Like, if I'm tired, why not do things that make me rest to rejuvenate my body to take on the focus that I need to do?
I love falling asleep at 8 p.m.
It's not even that, fool. I just like to sometimes have a day to do nothing. And if you do that, and if you say I'm doing that, like we talked to G-Boss about it, like we're like, nah, you can't say that, which isn't cool. Like, you should be able to say that, man. I should be able to have me a day where I don't feel like it.
Yeah. It be like that. And I'm okay with that. Nigga, if you don't feel like it, nigga, shit, leave that shit right there. It'll be okay tomorrow. So yeah, I just was curious what y'all thoughts was on shit like that. Another internet shit that was going crazy. BG back home. Shout out to BG, Cash Money Records, man. 13 years, I think he did. I hope I ain't get that wrong. 11 years that he did. Finally came home. BG one of four of the original Hot Boys. For anybody who followed Cash Money or been under rock, you know who BG is. He's finally home. My man was doing his self-care, getting his hair right. Went crazy because the video went viral, kind of saying like they thought maybe BG was
a little sassy.
Yeah, a little sassy.
To be fair though, like BG always had a little sassy tone to him before he went in my opinion.
Yeah,
I've always heard it.
But what's y'all thoughts, man? BG,
but I don't think he said
the internet fucking with him. What's y'all thoughts?
Internet, shut the fuck up.
Please.
Welcome to people. Welcome this man home, man. Granted, he went away for, some shit that,
BG solid.
Yeah, he's solid. So he ain't tell on nobody. He went in there, he did his thing and came home, and that's it.
My boy came home with muscles.
Most niggas do if they do that kind of time. You know what I'm saying?
Muscles in long dread.
What y'all think about the idea? I think we brought it up. I don't remember if we brought it up or not, but he's saying that he about to drop some music.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I want to hear it to see what it sounds like. Hadn't heard much from him on his BG Fridays. He always posts his old music.
That's what I've been on.
But I would like to hear it to see what. I don't want to hear too much of it so fast. Give me one and let me judge it.
Yeah,
give me one and let me see.
I feel like music, man. I think music personally is especially in rap. It's got to be music that you make while being a part of whatever you're doing. Yeah. So like, I don't think you can be isolated for so long and then come back and drop music.
Why not?
Unless that's your project.
Yes.
Unless that's your project. Unless you're rapping about where you were. Yeah. Like music, especially rap, is music that the best of it to me is people who doing it. Like the club songs, like you'll hear G's and them saying, boy, I walk right out of Magic City throwing 300,000 and I walk straight into the studio. Nigga, you gonna make a song based on that the way the lights swinging, the smoke, the bottles, the sparkle. Like, nigga, you gonna make that song off your environment, to me. So, yeah, I don't feel like you can get out here talking about partying and clubbing and you just been locked down for 11 years. You probably got a different experience right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if he would talk about that. Maybe he gonna talk, but I don't know if 13 albums of that is.
No, you can't. You got to get your best shit out of it, because I know you got 262,000 reps. And out of the 262,000,
give us 15.
Only 12 of them probably work right now. So.
Then come out, make some new music, sprinkle some of that in there.
Don't give us those throwaways. I know you wrote it and it was cool. That was just to keep your pen sharp.
You got time.
But yeah, take your time, because don't do it.
I don't think they don't, I think they get what's going on now.
I don't think they always do because we saw Boosie come out and do
been there
it
for 11 years, man. It's no way possible.
But I'm saying, I think
he didn't know he couldn't put that video he put up.
I guarantee you don't know about Chat GTP or whatever that shit is yet.
Yeah, nah, that shit.
Well, just like that's what I'm saying. Little shit like that, you gotta kind of.
But I'm saying like the music, like I'm pretty sure he stayed in tune with the. You don't think he stayed in tune? With the music?
He can't, man, because you're not out here living life.
You can keep up with some of it.
The music,
some of it.
Like they have.
You can hear the music, but still, even with I don't care how much you hear the music. If you ain't out here living, it don't matter. Otherwise, you copying their music.
I want who definitely got.
He can hear the music. That means he gonna come out rapping like them. You don't want that.
No.
I want BG to come out rapping like BG and being like BG. So the only thing that BG could give me right now today is jail. He can't really give me nothing else.
All he can really give me is a tour. Doing all
Jail, life,
shit.
behind the scenes of jail, behind the scenes of court, behind the scenes of lawyers, behind the scene of shiftiness.
The systems,
That type
stuff
shit.
like that.
But
Yeah.
club and life and Louis Vuitton and the new big shoes. He ain't even been here for the Balenciaga era. For real.
Yeah, that nigga ain't even got no big
He ain't
shoes
even got no
yet.
big shoes and skinny jeans, man. He don't even
Yeah.
skinny jeans.
And then it ain't even big shit like them nigga wearing big baggy clothes again now. So like, yeah, man.
He in the trench right now.
You
man.
got to get.
Or just go on the feature run. Just hop on everybody else shit.
It just depends.
There's a lot of ways to do it,
I think they should just go back with the old shit first. Let ride that way, get all the hot boys, do a tour, get money like that.
That right there is that facts a cap. Baby said he putting up $100 million for a tour.
I can believe
I
it
can
being
believe
fast.
it.
Shit, they gonna make a shitload off that.
Yeah.
But everybody not gonna be included though.
Well, they said that, and I heard
They
that.
say basically
They
Turk.
say Turk.
Yeah.
But then I saw Turk posting. I saw him post a video basically saying, "Man, we gonna do this tour. It's gonna be big."
I saw Baby saying.
I know. I saw what you saw
Baby
too,
said, nah.
and I don't know which one was first, which one came second.
Baby
But
said, "Nah, man, I'm standing on business."
yeah, he did
Baby
say
said
that.
he's
He did
standing
say
on
that.
business.
Yeah, I saw it.
So
You know what I'm saying? He like, I ain't had no relationship with Turk. So of course you didn't see me.
And
doing what
I
did
will
for
say,
Turk that I
like,
did for BG.
don't get me wrong, Turk is definitely a part of the hot boys,
Man, you
but
ain't
they
that
can
good.
definitely do it.
Get away with it.
Get away with it. Yeah, so
To me, you was always the love you, Turk, but you was a little bit worse than Baby when it came to rapping.
yeah. he got like 6 good verses,
And that's it.
and then
His one album was okay,
he got-
I think. Okay.
yeah. So like.
It would not affect TikTok.
Like, yeah, they definitely ain't gonna be like, damn, cause all he got, I make them hot, the ones that'll,
Yeah, it's
they-
like a
me, my nigga.
is it like a no limit tour with no silk?
Yeah. That's definitely what it is.
probably if nobody say nothing, they probably wouldn't even notice he wasn't on there.
Silk
I can't lie, I can't rap with Turk, bro.
I got maybe one or two. I got a few.
I got one or two. And it's more than likely a song with him and Wayne.
I got so
No,
many
hit the
carrots, I can feed 10 rabbits.
Yeah.
I got so much ice cooling down when I
Nah,
wear
don't get me wrong. Nah, he
You wrong.
about,
You wrong. You trash. It's okay. We like it, but he trash.
his song on Hot Boy was dope. I'm about whatever you about with him. You know what I'm saying? That shit was live.
Triggers I yank. And it's I'm a
Triggers I yank. Yeah, that shit was live.
But yeah, shout out to BG. Shout out to BG being
Sure,
home.
Silk has a cool song too.
Can't wait to see how that go. Drake dropped Slime on You. And then at the same time dropping, he also I think Slime on You had SZA on it, right? Yeah, with SZA. And then he also said that the album being pushed back to October something. 6
Slime you out.
something. Yeah, what I said, Slime on You.
Yeah, that's wild.
Slime on you.
I was like, whoa, that's wild. Let me see.
That's what Todd told me.
Let me make
I
sure.
ain't tell you no damn
Okay,
on
slime me out, goddamn. Did y'all listen to it? And if so, what y'all thought about the project?
That
The
nigga good, man.
single.
Drake's a Draker.
That nigga good. That nigga good at music.
Real good at making music. He good at the swap up too. The singing and rapping and incorporating things that you won't think about incorporating in regular life type shit and making it sound cool.
So do it still make y'all think that he got a dope album coming? Does that make you anticipate that he got a dope album?
I need to. Me personally, I like rapping, so I want to hear more rapping.
Yeah.
Although that's a cool insert song in there, I still want to hear some rapping. I want to hear him shit talk these rapper niggas. That's what I want to hear.
I feel like you
Just me.
can't get a Drake album without getting that. But I like what he
Yeah,
do
I like
sing
that,
rap.
but I want a lot of rap. I like the lot of rap Drakes with a little singing sprinkled in. That's always been the Drake I've been liking. All the one that they go to Halle Berry. They used that from like back in the what was
That was Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon days when she got slimed, and they used that as like one of the
Slime
covers.
time, goddamn.
So Slime
but I
on
like
You was right.
Yeah, they damn sure slimed on him. Oh, but I like Drake, and I like this type of Drake. I like both Drakes. Just which one I like more? Rapping Drake.
Yeah. I think the album,
It was dope.
Yeah, I think this song, if it's any indication
Pause.
what the album gonna be, it should be fine. I like that shit.
Nas, he dropped him and Hit Boy dropped another album, Magic 3. Did y'all have a chance to check that out? If
Nigga,
so,
for what?
about it?
No, I'm just joking. I'm bullshit. Do you think that Nas is getting too active now? Since you're the Nas guy, I'm gonna put that I'm gonna speak like Can't Get Right. I'm gonna put that on you. You're the Nas guy. Even though I like
Yeah. See, this was overkill to me. Like he could have stopped that King's disease. He ain't have to drop no magic. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't like it. Maybe I would give it a second listen because I'm a Nas fan, but I'm gonna try it again. First, it didn't grab me. It didn't grab me at all.
I didn't listen to it just yet because I simply feel like Nas has been putting out too much music, in my opinion, and I feel like that about everybody, other than Lil Wayne back in his mixtape days. Everybody since then, when you put out too much music, for me, it's too much.
Yeah, and I
don't have a problem with you waiting.
Y'all been enjoying Don Trip every week?
I will agree that Don Trip, but I can also admit that a lot of it sounds like this.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same type of concept.
Subject
it's like
matter.
Yeah,
Shit like
and
that.
after a point, I'm gonna get tired of it. But for 6, 7, 8 months, yes, it's cool. But Nas has been doing this for about 3 years, right? 2, 3
I think
years.
this right here was a cleanup from Magic 2 or some shit like that.
You feel like he needed to clean up, and wouldn't a cleanup be waiting a little bit and putting out something more?
Yeah,
quality?
but this was like a birthday edition type surprise type shit. But
and
again,
Don
I
Triple
just
look
got to
different,
listen
too.
to it again too.
I think Nas just excited. He done got one of them young producers, and he done found his mojo back. No, because he had dipped off for a minute, and then I think he trying to put himself back in the conversation.
Yeah,
Because to me, he's always been in my top 5.
Yeah, he's definitely the top 5 MC.
Yeah, but I think he trying to carve that out. Because again, his first 2 albums and Jay-Z first 2 albums back then, a lot of times people had Nas way higher than Jay. Then he just kind of the 3rd, 4th albums where he kind of
and they definitely
with the
say
dead.
Nas killed him on the Eat the track versus the Jay-Z song that he had about Nas. So like his rapping ability never even in doubt, never gonna be a question. But like the music that he's putting out.
I mean, I now that we sit here and think about it and talk about it a little bit more, he doesn't need it, so I feel like it's his therapy. Like we say, what
Yeah,
you
I'm
go
saying,
do?
right,
Fuck it,
nigga,
nah,
just
put all them bitches out.
we drop every week.
Yeah.
No, like fuck y'all drop every week.
Man, nigga, I just I'm letting the
Makes
people
sense.
hear me. So go ahead. Now that's your therapy. That's
No
your
bars
me
left
time,
on
and that's a hell of a way to have me time. Go do it.
Right.
Rod Wave, he dropped Nostalgia. Did y'all get a chance to listen to it?
I
It wasn't
didn't
good
listen to
there.
I ain't even listening.
Oh, no, nigga,
I
don't
need
know.
goddamn.
Me not on BD. Oh no. Oh no. Nah, man, I'm not the. I like you and I like what you do, but I'm not the biggest Rod Wave fan.
Me neither.
His music ain't for me. It's never really been for me. But I like him. I like what he do. I will even support what he does. I'll even go to a show.
I was just about to say you
But
going to
it's-
the concert.
I would.
You embarrassed to go.
I'm not gonna make it what is it on a Monday? You know Birmingham
Yeah,
be
gonna
wild.
be right out that concert and jump off the bridge.
Nah, Birmingham be having it wild though. They have that on a
Pressing
Monday
the fuck out your
So I'm not.
You said we gonna jump out on the bridge.
I haven't had self care all week.
he gonna make you some good sadness music though. But he has a big crowd, a big cult crowd who loves it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It ain't for me.
Did y'all
I had to listen to it. No.
Did y'all listen to Currency? He dropped season opener.
I've been dabbling in it for a week. When
And
I took-
we was late to it. He dropped
he
the week
dropped
before
the shit.
last,
but I know you ain't Can't Get Right anybody to talk about music. So did y'all even talk about music last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
We brought it up. But Currency, I don't think we didn't know he dropped last week when we did it.
It's cool, man. It's a cool currency album. For me, it's cool for what he's doing. I feel like the thing I like most about it sounds a little bit weird, a little bit different, even though they've been homeboy from back in the G. It's Fiend is on there a good little bit. And I like to see Fiend coming back out and getting back active and getting back into it. But it just caught me for a little loop to see Fiend on there like that.
But he been, like I said, he been rocking with Jet Life. He was on that new, I want to say, what is that mixtape, New Jack City or some shit like that. Whatever that one is.
He
was on
another
that.
one who had one every week, so I don't know.
Yeah, he it was cool. This new album. It was more so about Jet Life Records than it is just Currency. But
Yeah.
it was.
I'm gonna have to.
There's a few slaps on there.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I started it and then I don't know. I got sidetracked. The ADD kicked in and I went to something else.
It's typical Jet Life music.
There's a lot of features. There's a lot of features. And I like it because there's a lot of New Orleans based rappers.
Right.
Too. So that's what I like to hear the local. Don't mean it because I know that's offensive too. But the more local New Orleans rappers. Because here you're not known. Sorry, but in New Orleans you're popular and you're cool, and I like to still hear that.
Yeah. I want to get to sports before Todd got out of here, but opening Monday Night Football. Was it Monday night or Sunday night?
It was Monday.
Opening with Aaron Rodgers,
Man,
out for the season. First, second, third play of the game.
4 plays.
Four plays in.
75 seconds.
Got rolled up on. Hurt his Achilles. Out for the season. What y'all think?
Hey man, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Madden and Hard Knocks, they do have a curse. Think about all of the motherfucking people that was on Madden and Hard
I know
Knocks.
Madden had a little run,
Man.
but what happened to Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks is generally be bad teams.
That team
Other than the
don't-
Cowboys.
They end up, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
You'll be having the Cleveland Browns on that though.
they had the Cardinals and the Cowboys on there a lot of years.
Bums and bums.
The Ravens was good that year. They was on there with Ray Lewis now.
So they were
Shannon
Sharp and all them boys. They
So
were.
one out of-
That's one out of
they one out of-
goddamn.
that
every
was
season.
365 years ago.
Yeah. But no, man, like
And they go get the Colts and
I'm happy
Jaguars and-
that they won that game. They pulled it out. They found a way to pull through with Zach Wilson behind, coming in ham and taking over. But that's fucked up for Rodgers. I was really looking forward to this season in what the New York Jets.
I didn't think they was going to be good anyway though.
I saw him on. I think it was Pat McAfee. It sounded like he said he coming back.
Yeah, he said he coming back. He damn sure said that.
That's what his mouth say. But Achilles for 40.
He sounded real fucking
sounded-
confident that he was coming back.
Okay. Until he can't do a 5-step drop.
Normally they hit you with that.
KD broke his.
KD was 30.
It don't matter. It's still your motherfucking Achilles.
Nah, I know, and he was 30, so you can only imagine a 40-year-old.
I don't know, a whole year to get it right. I think I can see. And then when this technological shit,
Hell yeah. Modern medicine now.
Remember when T.O. came back? That nigga
That
knee.
nigga-
That nigga back the next week.
That nigga
Goddamn.
goddamn played in the Super Bowl and scored.
And even when a 30-year-old KD did it, it took him 2 years to really recover.
But that's more. You need more for that.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers need to do some stuff? I think the way he plays, not a Peyton Manning.
The way
he
he plays, I think he can get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Shit, Tom Brady could barely move back that whole last few years.
He ain't lying.
And that's because that's the way he plays. Aaron Rodgers moves the way he
do,
plays.
but I think he could be all right. I really do.
Go right off into the sunset.
I hope he comes back and
I don't.
with a chip on the shoulder, you know what I'm saying, to prove the naysayers that, because that's basically what he was saying. Like, shit, I'm going to take all this shit y'all talking.
And he gonna get banged when he come back next year. I promise you. That's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers getting his head knocked
Doing
off.
like
Nigga gonna be
them boy were doing Brett Favre, the Saints.
Yeah, man, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, man. That man 41 years old, man. He get his head knocked off.
Ball blitzing the whole house, goddamn. Bam!
And one of the downfalls is their offensive line isn't that great.
Well, maybe they can
But
improve
they
by
can
next
improve
year.
that by next year.
How? They ain't got no money.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, you'll figure that out, man.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I hope Aaron Rodgers get back. I would hate that his career ends off an injury. I would love to see him at least have a year to go
with
at it
the
first.
team, yeah.
Pat McAfee
Last
telling them to come on, let's go.
Last night, people stayed up to 362 o'clock watching Colorado versus Colorado State, the fighting Deion Sanders. They won in double overtime, 43-35, and a really horribly played game for them. But they came out with the win.
Man.
What's y'all thoughts and reflections of the game, and then we'll get to the whole overall Deion effect. But the game first.
They did what they were supposed to do. They went through a tough game. It was a rivalry game. They lost one of their best targets. Defense really isn't that good. Hadn't been playing that good. Offensive line hadn't been that great. But the star of the team showed up when he needed to show up, which is Shadar and his receivers. And the defense got to stop when they needed one. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what.
And that's what they've done all this year. They got to stop when they needed it, and the offense has always provided.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're going to have to be. So they've done what they were supposed to do, and they're going to have those ups and downs. But as long as they keep getting W's, that's all that matters.
I without Travis Hunter at corner, I feel like he would have stepped in front of some of them goddamn crossing routes. He would have just gambled on them whole. Cause listen,
They was running his ass too.
they were, but my nigga, when we were watching that game in Texas, bro, them niggas literally ran that shit every down. Mm-hmm. Every single fucking down, dog. And we were like, why the fuck these niggas won't goddamn come out of that shit, fool? That shit was goddamn, like, I was getting mad, fool. Like,
well, to be fair, I did see a few good bit of times when it was in zone as well, and still.
Man, when that man scored that slant on that was the you do know when Colorado State 14 that receiver when he scored that slant on that touchdown when they went up 10, you do know that was the backup corner.
I do know that.
That would have been Travis Hunter. That shit, you ain't even throwing that shit over there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this game would have been different if bruh on the field.
Then they would have threw a crossing route to somebody else.
But it wouldn't have been for no 6.
You never know. I mean, I don't know. I don't like to do that because it could have even been Travis Hunter, and that still could have possibly happened.
Yeah, I get
know
it.
them
But
penalties, old buddy got number 8.
Yeah, the big dumb D lineman. He was excited. He played real good. He
had a really good
played
game.
real
Yeah.
good, but then
Whatever
he made
his
some.
name is.
He made some bad plays in the clutch.
Yeah.
he did.
He was the one with the face mask.
Yeah.
On defense, you getting the face
That
mask
shit
while
nuts.
on somebody who don't have the ball.
Right, that nigga is nuts.
And then you not only did you helmet the helmet, you drove him into the ground. That should have been a double penalty.
Yeah,
that got you. Got out of there. So
ejected.
that like those things like that. He was overhyped. Sometimes you got to know how to calm down with being that type of player and knowing you're gonna have that.
Yeah,
type of impact.
I felt that. I felt they all was a little bit too hot.
Emotion was way
Both
too
ways.
high.
Yeah,
both
that's what I'm
ways.
saying.
Yeah.
I think Colorado especially was too hot, and that's why they didn't play as well. Because I get what people think. Like, you do want to be hyped, but it's a certain certain level you got to be at. Because too hype means too much energy and too much stuff, and you ain't playing properly at that point.
You're gonna do some stuff you wasn't supposed
And they didn't
to.
look like themselves. But I will say, like Hoot said, on defense, they're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Especially when they start playing the Colorados and the USCs and the Washingtons, who got
Oregon,
a lot of skill players who they gonna put the ball in space. They're gonna see those crossing routes again because if that shit work,
That's probably all they gonna see the rest of the year.
they gonna get that shit a lot because like I said, USC and them boys got people you just put the ball in their hand and let them do the rest.
Their thing, right.
And they got some wheels. So, but I was like, it was a good game. Like Hoot said, they came up when they needed to. They got the one stop that they needed. Shador caught Horn, perfect pass.
Man.
Put him right in there, and he
That
did
tight
the
end
rest.
play ball too.
Tight end
I was
ball.
just about to say, you
Hannes,
seen
what's his
that
name?
boy
Harrison.
He's a stud.
Yeah, he did his
Like a
thing.
stud,
What do y'all make of the fanfare, the celebrities that were on hand? You saw Offset, you saw Master P, Kawhi Leonard was there. It was
Weezy.
Chris Paul and somebody else was up there in the box.
Wayne,
Wayne.
Kyle Lowry, Chauncey Billups. That nigga that had the star study.
Everybody, even the smaller ones too. Don't
Every
forget about the
Saturday.
little Desi Banks. Everybody was
Yep.
up there.
Everybody
Yep.
in that bitch. Cameron been there for
And
the
I
last
learned
2
that
weekends.
that ain't just flashing and watching your face. They also got the little wristband that say "We coming" too. Y'all
Yeah.
saw that in the meeting, like they all threw it up like "We coming" because they got it on there. So they,
I seen snow cone when I
yeah, that too. It's both
That
of
what I
them.
seen.
We coming.
That's what I seen, goddamn.
We coming. But that's what it means. We coming. It's time. We coming.
Just this week alone, just the Deion effect. They showed that this week they had First Take there, 60 minutes. Pat McAfee did his show from there. They did the big noon kickoff from there and College Game Day, all from Boulder, just this week alone. His 60 minutes is airing actually this evening, which by the time you hear this, it'll be the day before. More just Deion effect. Ticket prices on average went from in 2022 $121 to $517 now. The game against Nebraska had 8.7 million viewers, which was the most ever for a Pac-12 game. Top 10 most watched regular season college football game ever, and the second most streamed game in college football history. They said the city of Boulder just last weekend alone made $14 million off of.
Dion said 18.
Well, whatever it was,
Well,
a lot of
I think he meant with
motherfuckers.
the program, but the city.
A lot
He
of
said the city. He said the city. He
a
was
lot of
talking to
millions,
Swallow.
14, 18, a lot of fucking money, a revenue for one fucking weekend off of one person.
Right.
Imagine this week was more because it was so much fanfare this week. It had to be more.
They surpassed the highest ticket sold they surpassed Ohio State was $512, and I think they sold one for $517. Was the most expensive ticket last week. So
That's crazy.
Shouts out to the Dion effect.
Right.
Shouts out. That's dope, man. That's dope
as fuck.
and I'm glad that he's having that effect that so people. And not even that. Did you say he made his $1 million off his glasses and this?
Yeah,
Yeah, he made $1 million off selling
He made
those
his $1 million
glasses.
off of glasses because you know what I'm saying.
In one day.
Yeah, in one day.
Yeah, one day.
From that, you know, so shouts out to the Dion effect, man. And shouts out to him and his kids. His son's valuation also went up. His NIL valuation went up. So all of that's dope, man. I'm sure Shiloh with his pick 6, that's going to go up as well. Man, shouts out to all of that, man.
Yeah.
And I like to see it, man, because he's still being true to himself. He's still being who he is. You don't see many niggas with a cowboy hat and some sunshades on, man, talking
With the
shit.
chain.
With the
And
chain,
still
talking shit.
show respect because you seen when The Rock came out, my man said, "Man, y'all know who this is? This The Rock."
And I like it, man. I like it, man. I wonder what happens when he runs out of things. Once somebody's smart enough not to mess with him, what happens? I want to see
That ain't gonna ever happen because one thing about it is
I think it gotta happen.
Yeah, I mean, it will. You're going to have to play football. But I think that he's, regardless, we've seen that he's a master motivator. He's going to be good at getting them up to play. Whether you doing it or not, nigga, you still doing it to get to that next level. It's still a reason that you're here. So you don't need a coach. If you're not motivated if you're not motivated to play the game because you're ready to play the game, you don't need nobody to say nothing bad about you to get motivated. If not, you here for the wrong reason.
Some people do, though. Some people
Let
do.
me ask you,
At that level, you there for the wrong reason.
what do you think he's gonna rank recruiting wise at the end of the year?
He done already got a couple fives.
I think top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
I say top 10.
Listen, I think that
I
nigga gonna have the
definitely
number 1 recruiting class, also with the number 1
That's
transfer
gonna be hard.
class.
That's gonna be not transfer, maybe. But
I don't know if he get in the
Different.
portal
Number
as
one.
much this go around. Well, he might because there gonna be some people that's gonna go out.
Right.
So he gonna play the portal again.
Right.
you gotta play the portal. I think at this point everybody playing the portal.
But if you,
Yeah.
man, he finna.
he gonna get, I think he gonna go get a
He
whole
keeps saying
D line out the portal.
But I want people because I know what's finna happen. You know, they got a nice little gauntlet coming. They got Oregon, then USC, and then I think it's somebody, and then Washington. So it's gonna be tough. And I know like the people who just only there because he winning, they gonna get to talking shit the second he lose. They was about ready to do it.
Yeah,
last
right.
night. But you got to be clear in what he's saying. He's also saying that we got work to do. We not there yet. Now y'all keep trying to put us in the national championship. We going day by day. And then he keeps saying we 5 to 7 players away.
Right.
So he knows, and they're mainly on defense.
yeah, mainly up front.
Mainly on the defense.
O line, D line. I think.
O line, D line, and then they need some back end a little bit to fill in.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right, man. And they'll be all right. Even, don't forget, man, they was only picked to win 2 games this year. They've
won
already
3.
surpassed that.
Yep.
They done won
And,
3.
And they gonna
and
get
doing more than they did the year before.
Exactly, and not only that, he's doing so much for that city, that community, that school, man. Y'all gotta. It's
they
bigger
ain't
than
Number
football.
1
It's
quarterback
bigger than
already
football,
looking
man.
at going there.
It's bigger than football, man. Like at some point, y'all gotta start. I know that's what he's there for, but it's bigger than football, man. That man is doing a whole lot more for the coaches that have done for that city in the last 15 years.
Yep.
He's doing it in one.
Florida Gators last night
Big win.
beat Tennessee in an SEC
win.
matchup, 29-16. Did y'all watch it? And if so, what's y'all thoughts on how Florida looked last night?
I watched a little bit of it. That's when I took my nap.
We
Woke up for Colorado.
disrespect for some bit, you know.
Y'all play
But,
good, though.
We it just goes to what I said. Like we can run the ball. We can run the ball with the best of them. It's just when we get behind and we got to play catch up and we got to throw the ball, we in trouble.
Y'all got the win. It's a huge win, a huge needed win, and I think it's good for y'all program. But the world is saying the SEC is down. Does that look like a thing?
I would have to agree. Who like
Bama's down. Number 11
like
loses.
this is the one year that you really like outside of Georgia. You really don't know who's gonna be.
Not even they putting
like
Georgia.
who gonna be in the goddamn conversation for
Well,
SEC championship.
Well, to be fair, they're putting Georgia in that conversation as well, saying they look very average also
Well,
so far.
that's just
And against South Carolina, they did look average.
I do think they look not as there's nobody dominant
Right.
as you're used to seeing. Especially with like the exciting, there's no exciting people that's jumping off the radar. But the thing that always gonna separate SEC when I'm used to what I want to see when it's time to go play the USCs and the Washingtons or the Colorados or whoever end up being there is that front. That offense and defensive
so big
front
and
be
strong.
Well,
wild.
Their explanation is Texas. How Texas dominated Alabama up front on both sides and just how much bigger and stronger and faster they looked.
Yeah,
And see,
but then they didn't look like that last night against
hell
Wyoming.
no, they played Wyoming. And
But I mean, they turned it on late.
31-10 or
Yeah, but it was late. It was like
late?
that was in the fourth quarter,
Right.
but still, they looked real average last night. But yeah, speaking of Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia, they was losing 14-3 at half. They ended up winning 24-14, but they didn't look as advertised last night either.
And I need to see something from Georgia because I hadn't seen any spectacular player for them or no. Stetson Bennett wasn't so spectacular, but he was the guy you knew he was going to do what he had to do
that
every
tight
time
end,
he had to do it.
That nigga still though.
Can the tight end be that?
What?
Your guy who's going to be your guy.
This nigga here, yeah. What that nigga? I forgot that
A
nigga
cold
name.
ass tight end, hard to stop.
I forgot this nigga name.
Along
yeah.
with everything else, but if he's just that one guy, I've never seen just your tight end make you be.
This nigga though.
I don't care who you are. I've never seen a tight end be the reason why you win it all. That's
Well,
what I'm
no,
saying.
they're not gonna
That's
be-
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
he's not
That's
gonna
what
be
I'm
the
saying.
reason why he win it all.
That's what I'm
but,
saying.
yeah.
Like,
He'll be an intricate part.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
then that I know. Yeah, he gonna
Yeah.
be a first round pick.
Yeah, yeah,
But
gotcha,
to be the
okay.
guy who
What that nigga name is?
makes you beat Florida, beat LSU, or beat Alabama by himself.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard.
I'll come back to Alabama because I want to ask you something, Tub, before you get out of here. So I'm coming back to Alabama for a second, Hoop. But the NBA this week, I don't know if y'all saw this, but they updated their resting rules.
Yeah.
We all be
love it.
saying how we hate it, sick of it. But this week came out that the NBA Board of Governors basically came back out and said, this is from ESPN, that they voted to approve new rules that strengthen the resting policy that punishes for star players that include national TV games,
Right.
in-season tournament games, and basically sitting out multiple All-Stars together in the season.
Right.
They basically said teams will face larger fines for resting violations. Basically, teams could be $100,000 for first violations, $250,000 for second violations, and over $1 million if it goes after that.
I love it. I fucking love it because it's like I feel like I said it. Jason Tatum said it. Fucking Rasheed Wallace even was saying this shit. Like, nigga, you never know how bad or how much money these people had to save to see you when you finally come into the city. I'm excited, and you decide you're not injured. I'm just gonna rest. And this person then saved all this money to come and see your ass, and they don't get to see you. Like, that's bullshit to me.
What if it is about rest though? Like it's a back to back. My knees hurt.
Are you injured?
My knees hurt. Like I don't know. I could.
Are you hurt or you injured?
I'm not injured. I just need a rest. I'm banged up.
Go get treated.
My
We
self-care
got the
day.
best doctors. Get
Self-care
your
day.
motherfucking ass on the court and hoop, though. That's
But
what
it's
they
hard.
paying you.
It's hard if like I got tendonitis in my knee.
Okay.
And then I'm out on the court. Only thing can help it is rest.
Hey, we got the best doctors. Go get treatment.
I'm with you, Todd, but I'm not with
Go
you
get
for the
treatment.
reason that you're with you.
Go get
It's
treatment.
about like I'm like because for me it's big business. Like it's really about it's big business, man. It's no longer about that personal well being, that personal. Like I need my rest. Like nah, bro. I'm sorry, it's big business. You gotta go play.
I get managing it. I just think it's gotten out of
Yeah.
control. I get the idea that they do rest
And
players.
$20 million a year. You gotta go play.
Man,
I
this
do-
nigga getting
same-
paid $200 million.
It ain't $50. It ain't $30.
Jalen
Hold on,
Brown.
hold on. It's too many conversations.
Jalen Brown just signed a $200 million contract.
You gotta go play.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying.
Big
These are the people that the kids are coming to see. They ain't got no fucking Marcus Smart jerseys out here, and niggas just rocking them whole nigga. Nigga, if you got a Marcus Smart jersey, you are a fan of Marcus Smart, and you done went out and made that hole on your own. You ain't just go in the goddamn Celtics store and buy. You gonna go in there and buy a Jason Tatum jersey or a fucking Jalen Brown.
Don't even sell Marcus Smart jerseys.
You know what I'm saying? So, these people's paying good money to see these two people. You know what I'm saying? So, Ja Morant, this nigga is one of the most exciting niggas in the league. So, you mean to tell me I done saved all my money. I got 2 tickets and we on the goddamn baseline to see Ja. Then you say,
And
the
five-
game time decision. Then the game get here.
Tied.
He tired, boss. He can't go.
He said he tied.
Fuck you mean he can't go?
He need to pay me my money back there.
Give me a signed jersey about this motherfucker or something.
He
like,
get
That's what I'm saying. Like the superstar players, that's what that's meant for. Like the Kawhi Leonards, the goddamn LeBron James, the Anthony Davises, and all these niggas like that's getting superstar money. That's who that shit is meant for, and I'm okay with that shit, though.
Yeah. Business is business.
It's
business.
like,
I'm sorry, man. That's what you signed up for, bro.
$200 million, and you talking about you tired? Fuck you mean, nigga? I'm tired of paying you. Then what the fuck I'm paying you for?
Do they get mental health days?
Yeah. In the off season, you go do whatever the fuck you want to do. I done paid you $200 million.
They
So
said
on game day, you can't do that on
they
game
say
day.
they think that it's going to lead to more fake injury reports.
That's
Poor
fine.
hamstring, bad back.
That's fine.
And
the team just gonna get fined.
They're gonna get fined.
They gonna get fined.
I don't think the team gonna allow that to happen because
Fuck
they know it's
no.
gonna hurt them. And you
Right.
can lose draft picks. You can lose a lot of stuff for that. So
man.
the team ain't gonna do it. Now if the player do it, then
I like that shit though. Like, I'm telling you, like man, that shit.
I like it too.
I like it.
I don't want you just sitting out for no reason. But I think it's like unintended consequences. It's gonna be somebody who really can't go or really need the rest they needs, and
I
they gonna
get that.
suffer for it.
I get that hooter, but nigga, that it literally says rest when them niggas don't play sometimes.
I get that. Sometimes
Fuck you
that's
mean rest?
that's needed. What you mean? You
Nigga,
know
this
that-
is your job, nigga.
I get you. I feel you.
We pay you handsomely. $200 million handsomely.
So you all for the new rules?
I'm all for that shit.
I'm for the new rules, but
Fucking
I think it's
right.
going to have some unintended consequences.
That's all
Always,
things, dude,
yeah,
bro.
always. Going back, Alabama. Alabama played South Florida yesterday.
Scary hours.
Barely won. What the fuck the score was? 17?
17-3.
17-3.
But it was closer than
It was actually,
But it was closer than the experts think.
10-3. Goddamn niggas scored late.
We didn't see any Jalen Melrose yesterday. They started Buckner and Ty Simpson got to play a lot. Nobody really looked impressive. What was y'all
Not
finding?
even impressive. They look terrible. Both of them.
So,
Real
so
bad.
what do we think about Alabama? Are we still feeling like they strong? Are we the verdict still out? What's
The
your think
verdict
about
is
it?
still out
I
for
still
me.
feel like they're good.
And I feel like they're good too. But yesterday should have been a Miro day. I think they're gonna have to play two quarterbacks, but it should have been a Miro day all day yesterday because of the conditions they were playing in. They needed to pound the fuck out of South Florida yesterday. That's what they should have done.
Pause.
Yeah. Pause, big pause. But yeah, they needed to ground and pound them boys because, like you just said, the fronts are so different. That game was entirely too close for them niggas to like outman them like they did for real. So
I think that Buckner's a bum, and he should have never been in that game. That man has thrown, in his career, he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. What he got? 5 touchdowns, 8 picks his whole career. He came in there, he looked like it.
Do you feel like
what about Simpson?
Didn't do anything to impress me.
do you feel like he had to kind of try it early while he could?
Yeah, I feel like it was a tactic
Right.
too. I feel like he part of it is showing the world that, hey, y'all want to root for me to get Miro out here? This is what you get.
I don't know.
This is what you got. And
I don't think he care about the people.
But I do think he
Part
had
of
to
it.
see
Yeah,
what he got.
and this is the game that I can see it. And
Yeah,
if
and
they
I can
come
get
in-
away with it.
If you
Right.
can't
I
do it
can-
in this game, you can't do
But
it.
I think he absolutely got on that plane knowing that Milroe
Milroe
got to come back,
right.
and I know he knows that he has a problem.
I think it sucks that he has to prove that because I think that Miro done well enough against a good Texas team. I don't think he deserved to be bent after the Texas game. Like, that was your defense, my boy. Like, yes, he had these turnovers, but yes, he also did enough to anybody else. It's a one game.
But
went away from the run.
given
You win that game
given
with
Nick
this-
Saban history, I can see why he probably tried it. Only because they didn't put up enough points. And I'm not saying that it was hold on, let me finish. I'm not saying that it's Milroe part or fault, but I'm just thinking that he's trying to see if they could have found any more explosion out of the offense.
I don't think so because I don't think there was a lack of explosion with the offense, in
What's
my
up?
opinion. I think that offense put up enough points going against a decent, good defense.
Look at
To
your phone,
whereas
Todd.
if it was Ty Simpson or Buckner, you would lose probably by a lot more, and they probably don't put up as much points.
No,
in
no,
Miro,
I-
in my opinion.
I get it.
and I don't see anything that they saw to make either one of those guys come even.
Well,
try
I mean,
to be the guy.
to be fair, and I don't know why everybody acting, not you, but like why everybody acting oblivious to the shit. They had a quarterback issue. They said it. It was they didn't even announce the starter to the game. So it's not like it was Milroe been the set starter. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I'm not mad at him trying to see if we can get some more explosion plays out of these other guys. He saw it and now he not. he need to be going back to Miro. If he don't go back to Miro next week, then I'm gonna be like what you saying.
Well,
like, why you left him?
What I'm upset about is that you did get a chance to see so much and still took you too long. If Miro played like either one of them boys, he would have been out the game.
Oh shit, he got bucked out pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Shit, both of them.
He ain't last.
Both of them, man. Like neither one of them.
I mean, he only had 9 passes. I don't think he lasted that long either.
In my opinion, Miro should have been playing the whole second half because neither one of those.
I'm
guys
not mad at how he did it.
Yeah, and what game he did it because he can't do that shit that Ole Miss game.
No, he can't. That's what I'm saying. Like this is the game. I gave you one half, give you the other half.
And y'all
I've
see
seen
how y'all
2 games
bad.
of Milroe.
Right.
Now I know what I got.
I'm mad at it because I don't think
I'm
I don't think that man did it.
I'm not because
what he got.
And then,
Well, but you
and
gonna see a whole lot
but
more
look,
Miro.
But look, it also gets
That
rid.
affects
It
these
also
kids.
gets rid of the argument.
Right.
I gave 2 games to Miro. I gave a half to this person and a half to this person. These 2 people didn't see it. Miro is my guy, and I'm not changing.
What happens if Ty Simpson's the starter next game? What do you think?
Oh, he won't be.
I don't know.
I'm asking you. What
He
you think
tanking
he
the
is.
season. That's what I'm.
I don't know.
He tanking
The way I'm gonna look at it is, if I'm Miro or anybody connected to it, stay ready, man. Don't go in the tank because you finna get the keys back.
Yeah, easy. Very much so.
It affects that kid, and that's I don't know. I feel like Saban's smarter than that, and he don't have to. I don't feel like he needed that game to prove that.
I mean,
these
we've
guys
seen
are
it before.
good.
We've seen Jalen Hurts get
Jalen
benched.
Hurts,
Then he come in the game and
And
it
win
didn't
that
affect
bitch.
him. He won that motherfucker.
Right.
Tua
Well-
came out and then came in the game and won. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we've seen
Well,
it.
I can argue that. I think that Tua showed that Tua should have been in that game. Those
He
guys
did.
didn't show me
He did.
nothing, and I don't think that they
But
showed. you anything to go
remember,
into
Tua
that.
should be in the game. Remember, okay, so Jalen Hurts should go in the tank. But remember, Jalen Hurts had to come back
And beat
and
Georgia.
save them to beat Georgia because Tua wasn't moving the game. I mean, moving the ball.
I understand.
So Milroe, stay ready, man. You got some years left. Like, stop, stay ready.
Get out of there, Milroe.
Look at this.
I'm for real. Get out of
I
there,
wouldn't.
Milroe, because I think he's gonna.
If
face
he
that
don't
every
get
year.
back in there, then I get out of there.
he's
Of
gonna
course.
face that every year. In my opinion,
Yeah.
every step of the way, he's gonna face.
Jalen Hurts did too, and look what he did. Eventually got out of there.
He faced it 1 year.
Nah, they was fucking with him more than 1 year.
He won.
Moving on into the dummy of the week.
Dumb son bitch.
Dumbass, stupid ass
son bitch.
dummy. OJ Simpson.
Man,
Bring your dumb ass to the principal.
man.
This week, I don't know if y'all got to see it, but OJ Simpson was on It Is What It Is. Ain't that the name of their
Yeah, It Is
podcast?
What It
Yeah,
Is.
shout out to Cameron and Mace. He was on their podcast,
Stats.
and he was reflecting back on Aaron Rodgers' injury, what we just talked about. He got hurt on September 11th. OJ Simpson thought it was a good time to compare Aaron Rodgers getting hurt to the actual events that happened on 9/11 back in 2001. Basically saying that
New York has a
bad,
bad history.
yeah, but has a bad history on 911. What a horrible way to compare Aaron Rodgers getting hurt to thousands of people being affected, people losing their lives. Something that's such a horrific terrorist attack on the country. So for that, Mr. O.J. Simpson, you are the dummy of the week. Stupid,
Dummy.
dumbass, stupid ass dummy.
You really just don't like think.
My boy won't go away. He won't go
Oh,
away.
the Buffalo Bills on him. He was talking about black people and niggas
yeah.
and shit like that. Like another motherfucker casualty of it. Like it's so many.
2023, and y'all still being stupid.
It's crazy.
Man.
But any other news and information we forgot to add on?
Not that I can think of, man. This week has just been a regular old week. That's a week. That's
No,
a
we
week.
got some good conversations at the top of it though.
Yeah, I liked it,
and
man.
healthcare and all that.
Take care of yourself, man.
Yeah.
Talk
Make
about
time
what you
for
want to talk
yourself.
about. Reflect on your life and
Motherfucker.
make it better. And women, it's okay to make more than your man.
Yep.
Self-care is important.
And on that note, we'll be back next week like we never left. Cause like we say every week, we never leave. You dig?